was watching the trailer just now. Not only is it a woman, she's missing an arm.
Yeah.
She has like a hook.
She's
a hook
disabled.
arm.
So,
how do we not know that this is based on some real thing that happened in World War II?
I believe it. I believe women robots existed in World War II.
I mean, me personally, I was in World War II.
She just had a hook arm.
I can tell you.
She's not a cybernetic woman.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Emergent Gamer Podcast. This is Trip Zero.
Felix Sergood.
Neo Aoshi.
Snacks the cat.
And those are the people that are with us tonight. What's up, dudes? How you guys doing?
Hey, I know all the people.
Episode 167. We got Snacks the Cat as a host. Snacks, what's going on, dude?
Not much. I'm ready.
I'm ready too, dude. We got another Discord show going on because life is happening and we're all separated because of time and distance.
No, it's just call
but
a
not
rose.
by love and
call
game
a
passion.
fucking rose a rose here, Trip Zero. It's Felix Sergood's shitty schedule. I get it.
I said schedule. I didn't have to say whose shitty schedule.
Let's be real. This is also just really convenient.
It is. It's very convenient.
This is very convenient.
I do like the table interaction, but you know, you gotta do what you're gonna do.
We balance the sound out pretty well at this point, and I think these are going to be good. I want us to get it to a point where we're able to bring in, stream guests, people.
It's what it's great for.
Streams.
It's great for guests for sure. Anyway, we got a great show for you guys tonight. We're gonna be talking about a couple of things. Not best or least of all, but the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer dropped today, so we're going to definitely hit some of that. Some Xbox, their E3 schedule possibly. Is PS4 dying? Question mark. Scary words. And then some N64 talk and some of the little things we're going to sprinkle in there at our news phase. But for now, I'm going to go popcorn. Neo Aoshi. Tell us what you've been up to.
Neo Aoshi.
Hey, so not a whole lot. I did, however, this weekend pick up Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was on sale this weekend, and it was a free weekend, and I played it with a bunch of my buddies on my other Discords, and this is a really fun squad shooter, reminiscent of the old Rainbow Six.
It only took a year to get good.
It only took, but you know what? I got it in at the best time, I feel like, and it feels like a really solid shooter. I want to say it's cool because the old Rainbow Six. I don't know if you guys ever played this on the old PC Rainbow Six.
I've played zero Rainbow Six, so please fill me in.
So the way the matches work, it's a first-person shooter, and it was just campaign back then. I remember just doing the campaign. This is like 56K days. You know what I mean? Like when 3D games were like just coming into the mainstream.
How did you play online back then?
I didn't play this game online back then. It was just the single player missions,
right? At some point, I guess.
I don't remember if the original ones were.
I don't know.
But
wow,
the way the missions and whatever worked was you would go into a planning phase. You would look at the house where the hostage is, and you would go, okay, this is where I want my team to breach. We're gonna break the door down, flashbang, move in, spread out like a SWAT style.
Sure, really strategic, really tactical.
Really strategic. This game takes that and makes it into a really good multiplayer match. So you and
I
a
have
team
watched
of enemies,
this. I've watched this on Twitch. It's pretty engaging.
It's cool. You switch between the offense attackers and the defenders. And what that means is if you're an attacker, you spend 30 seconds trying to find the objective, whether it be disarming the bomb, finding the hostage, finding whatever the objective is. And then the defenders in this 30 seconds also have time to put up barricades, reinforce walls, set traps for the attackers. And then you go into the assault phase where that means is you and your team move in to, think about which way you want to breach.
Do the thing, whatever the thing is.
And I gotta say, man, it's a lot of fun. I've been playing with a group of I want to say 4 to 5 guys who I know from one of my friendly Discords.
Cool.
And it's
cool.
really good. The game is really detailed. You can shoot through objects.
Mhm.
So
I've seen
it
that.
makes
Yeah.
Dude, it makes it so good. It feels amazing.
Yeah, I watched
and
I watched my good buddy Heathen Gamer play it extensively actually, and the destruction is very real. It's probably the most appealing thing. Reminds me of the old Red Faction back in the day, where you can like shoot holes in walls and basically hide in them.
Destructible environments.
Yeah, I've watched Ammunition play a good amount of it too, and she's just a real sick first person competitive streamer in general. And
I'm not great at this game, like yet.
yeah.
But before I got on the stream, I was playing a few rounds, and I was actually tearing it up in those rounds.
Wow,
so,
tearing it up.
I gotta say, it's a fun game, and I'm really glad I hopped into it at this point because I like the style game. I like Counter-Strike. This feels like a variation on the Counter-Strike genre, which is great.
They've been updating it a lot too since its release, so much to the effect that it's kind of had a resurgence in the community. Did you?
Yeah.
I know that they added like a zombie mode to it like a month ago. Did you try that at all?
No, I think I missed that. That must have been an event because it is not in the playlists at all.
Yeah.
They have the terrorist hunt mode, which is like you can like just fight AI, and there's like 20 terrorists in a building, and you have to systematically kind of make your way through and take out these AI computers. But the game isn't like it's not a run and gun game at all. You are slowly and methodically making your way through, thinking strategically about how you're going to be taking out the enemy, which is probably my favorite part about the game.
It's really just focused on that. Like it's really just about that.
Yeah, you if you run and if you're trying to like rush to get those kills Call of Duty style, it's not going to work. You will fail. It's guaranteed.
And every single individual person plays a class? You know?
Yeah, they're called operators, and there are many variation of them. I bought the standard edition, which was on sale for like $20 or whatever. It gave me, I want to say, about half of the operators to start out with, and they all have various abilities, breaching abilities, jamming radar abilities, different. You can have like your little drones that you can send out, and they can shock people. That's like an ability for one operator.
Yeah, but not everyone has the drone. The drone is like something that one operator has.
No, everyone does have a drone.
Oh, okay.
But one operator gets a drone that can disable traps and shock people. So like that's a specific operator ability.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's a really enjoyable experience, and I will be playing that a lot more.
You gonna buy it?
Nice, dude.
I already bought it.
Oh, you did buy it. I thought.
Yeah. I bought the standard edition, which was on sale for $20.
But you originally bought it just to. You originally downloaded it just because you said it was free to play?
Yeah, this past weekend it was a free Steam weekend. So they had it for free and on sale.
But
so you played it and then bought it, or bought it right away?
I played it and then I was like, should I? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then I did it.
What was the sale price? Just curious.
The standard edition was on sale for $20. I don't know. I couldn't. Well, actually, I can tell you because I have Steam up right here. It is now back off of that price to. You can load
40.
Is it 40? Did you just pull it up?
I'm guessing.
Did you beat me? 30. All right, we got 40. We got
now
30.
We're just saying numbers.
What? It's not. Come on, Steve.
Numbers. Right, 17. It's 22.
We're just gonna say it's 40. We're gonna say it's 40.
Okay.
We're
just gonna pick a number.
It's 40. It's 40.
We're just gonna pick Felix's number.
You found it? Okay. $72.
Yeah, it has way too many versions, which is kind of annoying.
It's a whole quarter.
Right. Well, that's all I've been doing. I've been playing other Switch games, but that's not important.
So you had a good time playing The Siege.
I have been having a good time playing.
You know who also plays the fuck out of The Siege?
Who plays the
Adrenaline? Adrenaline plays the fuck out of Siege. He plays
He's
it
a
a lot.
Siege fan, huh?
He seems like he would be.
He's a sieger.
He's sieging.
Is he in our Discord? Because
I don't know if you know Adrenaline, but he plays with me from time to time. You'll have to.
We'll get him in here.
Touch base with him at some point.
We'll get him in.
He definitely does not listen to the show.
that's all right. Not everyone can be a winner.
Not everyone.
All right, who's next?
I wasn't on last week, so I kind of feel like chatting with you guys a little bit.
Fuck yeah,
go ahead, don't mind me.
Definitely
jump right in here. big fucking surprise. I'm playing more Destiny 2.
Oh,
Everyone listening out there just fucking crashed their cars or threw their phone in surprise. I know that I'm playing this game.
Trip Zero just whipped his dick out on the table and went,
No one.
Look at this surprise.
Yep, surprise. Guess what?
We were like, what?
No one is fucking surprised. No, but they released Warmind, which I know Snacks you were chatting about last week with the dudes, and it's been fun. It's been fun to grind. Now, I don't know if that's because Destiny 2 has been so lacking up until this point, and they added so many different levels of content that it's exciting to have that again, or if it's just honestly good on its own. Probably a mix of both, you know. But I was spending a lot of time in that world, just reverting to old behavior, which is like you just run around in a public area, just doing fucking nothing, right? You're just shooting shit and not really necessarily accomplishing anything, but you're just having fun.
Just shooting
stuff. That's what was missing, just the having fun and shooting shit part.
Having fun in a video
Right.
game.
Are you playing with randos often?
Absurd.
Or are you playing with actual people we know?
Both. Me and Snacks a lot are hopping in there.
You've
We've been doing a lot of work. Me and Snacks have been raiding together. We've been doing strikes together, Crucible, everything. We've just been.
raiding.
Are you guys doing the PS4 version?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But
I'm not
I did start a new tune on my PC, and I just got to the farm. So.
Oh, you got to the farm, you say?
Got to the farm, dude.
He's making progress, everybody.
I got to the farm, logged out, and gave my other hunter shit to the vault, and then deleted my other hunter.
All right, look. Here's the real talk. Throw your PC out the window.
Whoa!
The show would end.
Play it on the
Whoa!
fucking PS4.
See,
it's where everything is.
Snacks. It's nobody's losing. I'm not leaving.
And
PS4.
by everything, Snacks means me.
There's a lot of people that we play with on PS4. That's my home, right? I got most of my shit there. I got my collection. Just all the history is there for sure. That's my priority. But like, I'm gonna hit 385 at a certain point, and then we're gonna be able to rip through our weekly stuff on PS4 really easily.
Oh, see.
And then in the downtime, I got my little PC here, and then Lock and Key can get involved, and Diamond Jab from DSM podcast, Neo Yoshi down here from our own podcast. I believe someone was also there. See, he's ready. Someone was also telling you, Snacks, to maybe hop in.
Wow, yeah, that's a very elegant way of saying double agent.
The air of somebody who.
Wait, Snacks, do you have it on the PC?
No.
No, but he could.
Stop.
See, you're fighting it with the air of someone who would do this if they think too much about it.
Snacks,
and they don't want to entertain the thought.
Snacks, don't feel bad about it. I bought it on 2 consoles, and I don't care.
I don't feel bad about anything. I'm totally happy with where I am.
Felix,
I'm already buying that game.
Felix, I literally have not played Destiny with Felix since the Crota raid in 2014.
No, really?
Really?
That could be.
We never gamed. No. I know what you're gonna say.
You played on Xbox.
No, I didn't. Oh, I did. That's a lie. We did trials on Xbox.
No, I remember. I don't even know if we did it past this. I remember us just distinctly playing like the opening story stuff.
No, we were on mic together on separate consoles doing opening story stuff because I was streaming that whole day, the 24-hour stream I did.
Oh yeah.
And you were doing.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. We were in Discord chatting about it, but we weren't playing.
Right.
The same console.
We were playing completely different. That was crazy. Yeah, we joined Discord together, and then my stream was live, and you were talking in my stream but playing Destiny elsewhere.
Exactly. Destiny's fun. It's Iron Banner this week currently, and it will still be by the time you hear this episode. Season 3 ornaments for your gear is pretty cool. I like how they're doing that. Like you get the gear drop, right? And it's still the same gear drop it's been dropping. So if you haven't had a gun or something, you're going to get them still if you grind it. But as long as you complete certain objectives, you'll get Season 3's ornament for the armor. And you can change the look of your gear, which is cool. It doesn't give to me, it feels better than like having limited time gear that will only ever exist at that point and then go away forever. And you have all season to earn this stuff. So the pressure's off and just all about the gameplay. I will say though, their matchmaking is still fucking trash. I went in there as a solo player last night just to finish my like daily, buff, like the milestones that give you extra coins to turn in for more reward packages. And almost every game out of 5 except one, it was a bunch of randoms, me. Like literally they gave no one on our side any people paired up, and our opposite team was either a full squad or like a group of 4 and a group of 2 based on their clan names. So you can assume they're all on mic talking to each other, which immediately means their competitive edge is so much higher than a bunch of randoms. There was even one situation where it was 5 randoms on my team and then a clan of 5 on the other team plus 1 random. They didn't even give us the advantage of having one more person, but all being separate against the full stacked clan. They gave the clan the extra person and had it with us as less people, less individual players. That one I actually backed out of. That's the first Crucible game I think I ever backed out on, because it just like 2 minutes in, it was like 10-70, and I'm up there like with my 2.1 something KD. I'm not slacking, but like if no one can play the objective, and if you can't communicate as to what points to take in the game mode, the game is control, so you have to own more points, and more points mean your kills are worth more. A little context. If you're not playing the objective, you're not going to win. Doesn't matter how good of a shooter you are in this scenario. So people on mic with each other are always going to win, no matter what. It's a fact. You can coordinate a lot better.
You just have a natural advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, and like Bungie came out and talked about their matchmaking because people were upset about it now that Crucible is ranked. So outside of Iron Banner, if you hop into a regular either quick play playlist or competitive playlist, you have separate ranks. You have a casual rank and then like a competitive rank. But as a solo player, say you want to grind competitive, you might still get tossed in with randoms on your team versus like a 4 squad. That's an immediate loss unless there's like a miracle and you guys can somehow be in the right place in the right time strategically on these maps. I'll get to you in 1 second, Felix. Bungie said in a response, they had a couple like FAQ type questions of feedback they've heard about this. And one of them was like, why don't you just have a separate like solo player queue? And their response was like, we feel like that would split the community in an unhealthy way. And I don't see it. I don't know how it would.
I don't get that. Yeah.
They made one good point where they felt like if they did that, they'd have to change the rankings to have like a solo competitive rank and then a team competitive rank. And I understand how that can get messy, and it doesn't mean you have any one number to indicate your performance in the Crucible. But the first thing about saying like they feel like it would lessen everyone's experience and lead to poorer quality matchups, I don't understand that process. Felix,
you implied earlier, but you didn't actually confirm whether this is actually a part of the update. You implied that when you were playing in a match, clans seemed to be emphasized or something.
I mean, like, I don't know what that was. Maybe it was just like it's day 1 of Iron Banner and more people are playing. So there's just more groups. Clans getting together to play
people
as groups.
Of the same clans are playing.
To get their weekly rewards, because you do get more rewards if you are in a match with people that are in your clan. It could have just been that, and there was just so much more of that happening than solo players that your percentage chance of having that outcome was higher. I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah.
But their matchmaking system should look at these situations like, 5 randoms versus 1 5-person team. We'll give the 5-person team the extra person. Like, I don't understand what computer brain would think that's okay,
right,
for a competitive game. Like that should just be immediate if this then that logic, and cut that out and like re-roll that matchup. Like my matches were super quick. I barely waited in a matchmaking queue, but I'll wait longer for sure. Like matchups were fast, but they were terrible. So like I don't mind waiting a little bit longer to get a better quality player versus player matchup in that game.
It's funny that you said earlier that they don't want to divide their community, because one of my biggest, I've already stated this on the show, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse or anything, but one of the reasons why I don't want to go back is because of how divided the community is by the clan system. It's like everybody.
I mean, a lot of that heat.
I wouldn't say it's divided.
No, I mean the heat.
I think it's
kind of
more
blew
minor
over at
than
this
you
point.
make it out to be.
It's not what I witnessed. That's why I stopped playing. It's not.
I mean,
minor.
you're talking
here's-
from
On
a
both
September
consoles.
2017 perspective.
Right. So did it change? Is it
Yeah,
different?
very much so. Very much so.
And that's because you're not
literally
not
and
everyone-
figuratively.
Not everybody is pushing for clan goals anymore.
No.
Well, yeah.
Literally, and like also, I said figuratively. I mean, like objectively in the game, they changed the systems so that clan rewards, like the other ones you get besides your weekly reward for clan XP, all the little extra ones that you got by like playing Crucible with your clan mates or raiding with your clan mates, right? Or doing the Nightfall, shit like that. They all adjusted the power drop levels so that they would not drop any higher than your character's soft level cap. So they aren't effective for raising your total power. So the emphasis is gone from that. People aren't only playing with clan mates.
Good.
Because there's no like real benefit once you hit that actual grind to get max power.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, overall, like, say what you want about what the experience may have been like at the beginning of the game's launch, Felix, but like the fact of the matter is that the game lost a huge player base in its second season. Nobody was playing. Everybody got reset in their clans. And now people are coming back to the game and like people are just joining a clan, like just because their friends are not all back. While the game is in a better state and it's solid at this point, it's in no way going to attract the crowd that it had when it first launched. And with that, I mean, like just last night, like Trip can attest to this, but like I hit him up on chat and I was like, hey, my buddy is playing again. He wants a clan because his old clan is just not there. It's not that his clan kicked him out or anything. It's just that there's nobody in his clan playing anymore. And that was a deep clan because I used to be in that clan.
Wow.
It's just that
I thought I recognized the name when I saw your friend's little banner pop up.
Yeah. So like it's just like it's a matter of like for better or worse, like Destiny betted hard on clan or Bungie betted hard on clans for this game when they like revealed it. And like that may have been something that was like very much so pushed within the first season of the game, but we're well beyond that point. Like we're coming up on year 1 being completed, and like clans are not the same. It's very minor. I really could give two shits what my rank is. I'm just glad I'm in a clan to get a reward each week at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's where your friends are at the end of the day.
His friend is now on the Emergent Gamer.
Yeah, it's where your friends are at the end of the day.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's true. That's truthfully how it should be. That's how I remember D1 being.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's getting closer and closer to that point. They're making really good strides. Bungie is as a whole to get people back on board, except for their Iron Banner emote fiasco. But you know,
it is definitely. Do you want to talk about that now?
I mean, people that you know that listen know what this is. They had a big issue with the Eververse store, which is their loot box system essentially. If you don't play Destiny, every time your experience bar fills up after your max level, obviously you don't get another level, but you do get a loot box essentially, and it has just cosmetics. There's nothing in there that can improve your game, but of course you can also buy these things. They've done a really good job of making it easier to get these things in the game, and then you can break things down for purchasing materials to get the stuff you do want. They offer like a weekly rotation of things to buy with the broken down material. So like you know, it's not terrible anymore. But the issue is they had some of their coolest stuff behind Eververse. All the individual like emotes, the ships, the sparrows, your little bikes you ride around
like
on, your
stuff in
ghost.
Destiny 1 you got as rewards for just participating in the major raids and anything like that, you know.
They've added that stuff now too as drops. There are like there's an Iron Banner specific ship that will drop for you. I have to get certain ranks. So I mean they're making, you know, good strides. But they put an Iron Banner specific emote, which again, it's an event that's just a week long, happening right now. And you can only get it by buying a package, a reward package that has a couple other worthless things in it. You get some like experience boons for your character that you can play, maybe some extra tokens, and then this emote. And the whole thing costs 1,100 silver, which is equivalent to $11 because you buy it's like what?
It's like 1,000 for like $10, and then like
exactly
like 100.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, exactly $20. So that's exactly one purchase. It's $9.99 for 1,000 silver, and then you get 100 as bonus. Like $20 gets you 300 extra.
Yeah,
stuff
like
that.
Value pack.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
So you're basically just buying this thing to get this exotic level emote, which is cool, right? It's like this holographic axe shows up in your guardian's hand and this shield, and he slams the axe down. It's pretty fucking cool, but there's literally no gameplay way to attain it. And as we saw with Battlefront, if you give somebody no option to truly attain something through gameplay, people are really going to be upset about it.
Yeah.
So it's a bad backstep, and I feel like they're going to be like, oh, we're sorry, we were stupid. This was something we decided on back in September, and we just pushed the button. It's in the loophole now. Like, I feel like they're just going to do that, and then it's like,
We
fine.
hear
Like,
you, quote.
yeah,
Bungie.
we hear you. Listen to me, guys. We hear you.
We hear you, the community, and this is us backpedaling again.
Right. Exactly.
It's so weird. It's just so weird how they like put so much focus into the Eververse when from what I understand is there's no pressure from Activision to do this. This is all just Bungie making these decisions to push these like weird cosmetic Eververse store. I don't know how to describe it.
You're
It's
wondering
just
why they're
strange.
doing it?
No. Well, yes, especially when their game is kind of in the gutter at the moment.
I have no statistical backup for this, but I've heard colloquially that they are still making a shit ton of money on the Eververse store.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
It's a money making thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, at the end of the day,
Yay, capitalism.
It just goes back to the fact that these games cost a lot of money to make. And it's something that's very nice, Felix.
Felix are good as dancing
Look at that
on our
money
Discord
dance.
cameras.
Oh my
It's
God.
my
just for us.
it's
Listen,
my
not for you guys.
it's my yay capitalism dance. Yay.
That's a weird way of expressing capitalism, but okay.
Yeah. Your
But no.
your fingers were very close to your nipples too. I was a little
Yeah.
uncomfortable watching this.
So
I mean, it's just-
weird.
It's the same thing that developers say all the time, where it's like, oh, like we got to keep the lights on somehow, so we implement this system in play to help pay for the games. And it's like, realistically, like these expansion launches are big. Like you look at like a game like World of Warcraft, which is 10 plus years old at this point, and like who's buying a new copy of World of Warcraft this year? Whenever the fuck the expansion drops, that's when they're buying World of Warcraft again. And when you have peaks like that, I can only imagine budgetary what that looks like for the company and how fucking disorienting that is, where it's like, we're really banking on this one expansion to just be
You gotta
everything.
be, dude. You gotta be part banker, part
Yeah.
investment strategist, part like fucking wizard, just telling the
Yeah.
future. Like you just
Because
there's no way to know.
If it flops, it flops, and then you're just fucked. And
Right.
like this is just a strategy for them, where it's like, yeah, like it's there if you want something cosmetic and cool. Like you don't have to pay for it, but like it's easier if you pay for it. And like at the end of the day, I get it. Like I can only imagine the insanity that goes into making these games and what that looks like on the developers, and you know how much time and like energy they put out. But like, yeah, at the end of the day, when you just kind of paywall something like that, it doesn't feel great. Like honestly, like it's interesting because on a slight similarity to juxtapose this, Overwatch like 2 or 3 weeks ago released an exclusive skin that you could only buy. It was only purchasable with real money, but a portion of it went completely to charity, if not the whole thing. It
Oh.
I
was
think
like,
they said the whole thing.
That's
the whole
okay.
thing. So,
That's
like,
100% okay.
but then like why put a set cost on a skin where it's like this is a $15 skin? It was a $15 skin for one character, and it's like
Was it a good skin though?
it's a fine skin. It's for Mercy, who sucks, but like it's like
Whoa.
Mercy sucks right now, but like it's like how do you, why $15? Like if it's going to charity, I get that, and usually with charities and stuff you kind of make your own pay. And like for a Blizzard community, just as like a side tangent, like that's a community that will totally put like, there are people that would donate mad money for that. Like they'd put in $50, $100 because that's the type of community that Blizzard players are. And like it's just weird to have a specific price point for that, and people are cool with that. Like, and yes, it's going towards a good cause. That's great. I'm glad that it's going towards something beneficial. But
I can confirm
like,
for you that 100% of the proceeds do go to the charity.
that's good. That's
Is
awesome.
is the charity a Mercy hospital?
It's breast cancer
Oh,
Yeah, it's
research.
breast cancer.
man.
I don't know.
There he is. No.
But
Come
yeah,
on.
like
Thought
you
maybe-
have one, but
Thought
you have
maybe
like
it was
one.
thematic.
You have one example of something super exclusive that can only be accessed if you pay, and it's going towards something that's a good cause, which it is a good cause. Like it's, you know, for breast cancer awareness and everything. And then you have the complete opposite, where it's like this just seems like it's for money, just for the sake of it being
Yeah,
money.
and there's no even like no sugarcoating it. Just like here's a really cool new thing that everyone's
Give
gonna
us
want.
$10.
$10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's definitely weird, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know. This is gonna become available again when Iron Banner returns. Like it's just gonna be looming over people's heads. People
There
are
will be
gonna
no
buy it.
change this week, but then next Iron Banner they're gonna fold it into the loot pool.
No way.
I'm convinced.
I think they stand strong with it. I think they
Really?
just keep it. Yeah, I think they honestly keep it.
Yeah, because if they don't stand
Wow.
strong with it, the people that will have paid for the emote will be very pissed.
Yeah.
Very.
Of course, yeah, that would be such a punch to them. And like you just
Yeah.
got to stick to your guns. As soon as that gets implemented in the system, like you can't take it back when
Yeah,
people have already paid for it. This is exactly as Neo just said.
Yeah.
that's a good point. It just,
yeah.
it's such a good emote, dude.
It's a great emote.
It's cool. I don't
It's
know. I
alright.
wouldn't spend $10 on it, but yeah.
I'm mad about the part.
What
of it.
does
It's
the
like,
emote do?
You're never
What is
gonna
it-
get it. So
what-
just do
did
it.
you say what the emote does?
It creates like an axe in your hand, like the like a flame colored holographic almost axe, like all the exotic emotes of Destiny 2 have like
Yeah. I remember.
animations with them. It just animates the axe and he like puts the axe down on the ground and there's a shield that pops up in front
There's
of you.
a-
It's
Yeah.
One of the articles
Very,
got
like,
docked to
dramatic
Felix, you can
looking.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, just like you're doing the Salt Bay one.
Mm-hmm. Salt Bay. I had the Salt Bay one.
Oh yeah, dude. So speaking of pretty cool things that cost $10, Game Pass reference. Felix are good. Do you want to chat about your experience this week?
Yes, I do. Trip Zero.
I really want to hear this.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So, look at my face, guys.
I see your face.
The people
I
listening
see it over the internet.
The people listening cannot see my face.
Actually, hold on.
this
Keep
is-
talking. I want to take a picture for listeners. Listeners, go to our Instagram.com right now. Go Instagram.com/the Emergent Gamer to look at Felix's face right now.
It would be a dumb fucking piece of shit expression on my face. This is the face of a man who has played a game that he's addicted to until 4:30 in the fucking morning the last 3 nights in a row
Whoa.
by mistake because he got lost in the great systems that are built for it, the simulation of it being like an actual zombie apocalypse. And you don't know it when you just glance at the animation of this game. I mean, truth be told, I looked at the game when I first saw it, original State of Decay, in the Xbox Live Store as an Xbox Live title, not as a well-developed, like, I was like, oh, look at this, State of Decay, $30 game. I'll just fucking buy it and it'll be a piece of shit like every other $30 game I bought.
I forgot it was only 30 because like I dipped into Game Pass to look at it now. And
I bought
didn't know.
I did buy the $50 version of State of Decay 2, and I will say that it's worth it because of what it gives you. It gives you some starter resources and some guns that are like OP, and it's cool to have, you know, so you have a little extra edge in the world. But the world is brutal.
Is it?
In this game, yeah. It's real brutal. The other night, I witnessed Tuna. No, somebody explain a couple of things. Sorry, I don't want to. I'm about ready to tell anecdotes, and I'm not explaining
get ahead of
anything,
yourself.
anything about the game.
Take it
Fuck
back. Take it
anecdotes.
back. All right, you're talking to someone. You're talking to Grandma Ethel sitting on a bench
State
waiting
of
for the
Decay
bus.
2 is an Xbox.
What's our video
So she's like,
games?
"What's State
It's
of
an
Decay 2?"
Xbox exclusive, made by Microsoft, published by, developed by Undead Labs.
It's on PC also.
It's
There you
on
go.
PC too, but it's developed by Undead Labs, which is a subsidiary of Microsoft Studios, and it's distributed by Microsoft Studios. You can only get it on your Xbox or your PC. And what I found out this weekend, true to form, is that PC and Xbox are cross-play. The confusing part is don't look up that motherfucking FAQ because there's 2 fucking FAQs. There's an FAQ that says that they don't do it, and there's another one further down the Google search that is the accurate one that says they do it. So you can cross-play between your Xbox friends.
Do indeed.
You could crossplay. The reason I know you can crossplay between your friend on the PC and your game is I was live on stream playing the game, And my friend,
Can I do one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to interrupt you really, really quick because I want people that are looking for the picture of your face not to get lost. I misspoke. It's Instagram.com/emergent_gamer.
Yeah,
That's
true.
our Instagram.
That's true. Sorry,
Thank
I
you.
didn't hear you. I would have
It's okay.
corrected you.
Everybody go look at his face. Sorry, Felix. Continue.
So Heathen Gamer 15 on Twitter, a good friend of mine who streams games as well on Twitch, proved on the stream. He came into my game. He did it through play the Xbox Play Anywhere system that they have, whatever the fuck that is, because I don't really understand it. And I'm just playing my game. I'm looting houses. Next thing you know, he's in there, and we're playing. And it was phenomenal. He just came in. He supported me a little bit, taking down some Zeds, and then he rolled out. You know, he just wanted to prove to me.
Taking down some Zeds.
That's what they say in the game all the time.
Did they call him? I was going to ask if they call him.
They call him Zeds, yeah. Well, they call him everything. They use the word zombie, so it's not like The Walking Dead where they never use the word zombie. They use the word.
Well, that's always the joke, and they said it in Shaun of the Dead too.
Yeah.
The Shaun of the Dead joke was don't say the Z word.
This is the world. This is a world where zombie is a word in use. But they also say Zeds and walkers, and they use all the common parlance for talking about zombies.
Tell me about the gameplay loop of this.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you mean by the gameplay loop?
So
Should I know what that means?
Gameplay loop is like what is
the
your
routine?
what are
The routine.
the routine that you go through to survive in the game?
The game opens up with I literally, and the first one did the same thing, a 10-minute opening tutorial that explains how to hack shit, search a container, and shoot something. Right? I think they do a gun tutorial. You get through it. You get to a car, and then you drive into a giant open world. And the first thing you have to do, you start seeing these people on the radio calling you. And they basically say, you got to go establish a base. There are certain locations all over the map that are specifically base designs. And then there are other locations that are specifically what are called outposts. Outposts provide resources, but outposts don't actually, you can't make them into a base. So these certain base locations, for instance, the first one is like a house. And then within your house, you have basically squares that can be turned into a type of resource, a workshop, a garden, beds.
You grow like vegetables.
Cooking.
You grow like food.
Yeah. And then there's advanced workshops that you can get later that you can either upgrade in a particular place, but it's all logical. It's like you're not going to go in and put, like a dance lounge in a house.
Why not?
Well, you're not going to, because that's the
Are you telling
that's
not
the
going
type
to.
that's the type of facility that wouldn't merit that. The type of facility that would have a dance. For instance, I have a still in the current base that I have.
Wait. Hold the phone. Are you telling me there's literally something you can make called a dance lounge?
No, there's a lounge, but there's not a dance lounge.
There's
So
He made a lounge.
dancing
I
in
just
this
made
game.
something up. I made something up.
Can I just
Oh,
clarify?
okay.
I just want to clarify. Is there dancing in this game?
Not that I'm aware of. There wasn't even
No
a
buy.
dancing. There's not.
No
Okay.
buy.
Immediate pass.
All right.
There isn't even a dancing emote.
Damn it.
But so, for instance, my first base was a house. It was just a house. I could have a garden there, a workshop, which are basic, an infirmary to heal my people, and then some other things. I had choices. There's a bunch of different choices of things you can decide how you want to survive the apocalypse. But then we got too full. We got too full for our britches. And basically the game says, okay, you need to go find more people. You're not going to survive if you stay as 4 people. So we rolled. At one point, it said, go look for a new place. So I kept scouting the map to figure out where a new place was. I found a brewery. But there's a almost like a currency in the game, like an unspoken currency. It's called influence. An influence is your basically a number that represents almost like you can't go acquire a brewery until you have a certain amount of influence.
This sounds like the mob.
Yeah,
It really does.
It does actually.
I want to acquire a brewery.
But I got the brewery, and now the brewery came intact with water, like a natural water source, which the house didn't have. The brewery came with stills for turning to making biofuel, so I can turn food into fuel for my cars. Like just shit that was naturally in the location. Then I rebuilt my workshop. I rebuilt my. It rewarded the. It gave me back the materials I used to make the workshop in the previous place, and I was still able to like rebuild it in the new place. So, moving is a little bit. This is a game. Let me explain. This is a game where the entire game has permanent consequences.
I like that about it. That's probably the biggest draw.
Single one of your characters can permanently die, like in a real zombie apocalypse narrative. If you've ever watched,
like in real life, people die.
Yeah, and I think it's really great, and it happens on a dime. You think you have control and you're managing this game. The other day, Tuna. So one thing that me and Locke used to play this game separately when it was State of Decay. We played each on our Xbox in an Xbox party because we wanted a multiplayer version of this. We fucking have it, dude. It's exactly what I wanted from a multiplayer. The ability to go into somebody else's game and help them earn. It has really good counterplay in the sense that you can be the one on the helm and someone can come into your game and help you earn. Or if you go into their game, you earn, but you also help them by earning. It's really powerful. So Tuna, who comes into my stream all the time. Shout out to Tuna. Hey, Tuna. Tuna comes into my game when I'm live on stream and brings in a character, and we go to take out an infestation. And infestation is multiple possible screamers, which are these screeching zombies with no arms that scream and bring in a shit more zombies. This place had
sounds awful.
This place had 3 screamers, probably about 30 zombies, and this giant thing called a juggernaut. And I got a clip of Tuna. So first I'm running around and the juggernaut is chasing my car. So Tuna tries to distract him and starts fighting him, thinking he could take him down. I have a video of this juggernaut ripping his character in half. Like in twain. It was crazy, dude.
In twain.
Right. Yeah, go ahead, Snacks.
Am I the only person that envisions like one of these like zombies like from the game just like animating with its mouth? I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah. Well, it's bigger than a house, the juggernauts. They're like they're taller than a house. So they're real hard. You cannot hit them with a car and kill them.
Insane. If
you keep running into them with your car will catch fire and explode. So the only thing you can do to fight a juggernaut is do hand-to-hand, like not hand-to-hand, but like gun combat or hand-to-hand. And I watched Tuna Tuna got tore in half, then respawned another person from his community. Because remember, when he's playing in my game, he does not have an unlimited resource of characters. He's playing with the 6 or 5 or 4 or whatever amount of characters he has in his game. So he spawns in the second character who spawns in the middle of the house where the zombies are. And I'm getting more ammo. I'm back at the base. And he's like, dude, I just spawned in the house by myself. Has a second character die in under 10 seconds. Like after he spawns in. I was like, dude, I don't know what to say. You lost 2 characters in under a minute in my game. It was insane. It was so much fun though, dude. The amount of random that happens. Now, otherwise, the game is just this like manageable. You're asking about routine, Neo. I'm getting back to it. Normal experience. The game is just this routine of looting buildings, discovering there are no Zeds there, taking the materials back to your base, upgrading things, going back out. You know, it's like farming simulator. Somebody said that in my stream. They were like, "What is this, farming simulator?" But every now and then you get these moments that are just so like a zombie apocalypse. You're like, I really got to get the fuck out of here. You know, I lost a character this morning. It was the funniest experience. You have to take out these things called plague hearts. Plague hearts are the worst because there's this different class of zombie that's new to State of Decay 2 called a blood plague zombie, and it can give your characters infection. So your characters will get infection, and over time the infection meter grows, and when it grows, they actually have a countdown. Like at one time, it happened so fast. My character had 10 seconds to get blood plague cure. Another time, my character had 2 hours because the effects of it didn't onset as fast. So with both of those characters, they survived. Well, I'm in the middle of playing. I wasn't live, thank God, because this would have been asinine. I'm in the middle of taking down a plague cart, and I had brought a rookie character that had just joined my group with me. Well, in the middle of it, I'm trying to shoot the plague cart, and when you shoot it, it's an alarm that brings in all these plague zombies. I mean, we had at least 30 or 40 on us, and I'm dodging and trying to get out of it. In the middle of it, my controller like dies.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm losing my shit trying to get it plugged in because you can't pause this game. There's no pause. The game it doesn't do the thing from the first one where if you go away from it for days, you come back, your characters are dead. That feature has been squashed, thank God. But it does not have pause. You cannot pause this game. The only way to truly pause this game, if you want to get a sandwich or something, is to leave, and it auto saves all the time. So you can leave the game, go back to your title screen, go take care of your shit, come back. That's real pause. So I start shooting the plague heart. I'm overwhelmed. Oh my God, I can't get my controller plugged in. I finally get it plugged in.
I wish you were streaming for this, to be perfectly honest.
Mrs. Felix comes in and she goes, "What are you screaming at?" I was like, "I was trying to survive." I was like really nervous. I thought I was going to lose her. And I dodge out, and I make it, and she's got blood. She's got
Yeah. Screaming too
like,
loudly.
I'm not even kidding. I was yelping like a little girl to try and survive this. I had probably a nickel's worth of fucking, like a small amount before she became fully blood plagued, like getting the disease. And I got out and I got in the van and I was so happy and I forgot about the other character. And I'm like, oh shit, I better run back. I had parked the van outside of the place we were at. It was like a convenience store or something. And I go driving back and I got this like stream of zombies behind me chasing me. And I'm like, oh, I'll back up and I'll back over them. And I look and I realize one of the guys one of the zombies is my friend. So my own follower had gotten attacked so much that he turned into a zombie. So I backed up over his ass and then got out and took all his shit. I mean, that's all I could do.
That's it, man.
Now the
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. Most of the stuff I've seen about this game, like just from critical response and just opinions, have said that like it's really fun. It's pretty much everything you're touching on right now. How does it run? Because I feel like that's like a big point of it. Do you feel like
so in the
like
first
it's running pretty good?
Well, I got the $50 version, which gave me the ability to start playing it on whatever the pre-play day was. Was that last Thursday? Maybe
It was. Yeah, I think it was like. When was the actual release day?
Tuesday.
Yeah, I feel like it was. You could play it over the weekend. Or something.
Yeah. So I started playing it then, and I noticed when I did a 4-person multiplayer stream. I think I might have been confusing what I was complaining as being a glitch is really a design flaw. So there is a circle around the host. So whoever hosts the game, let's say it's your game, Trip Zero. If it's Trip Zero's game, we're following along the host's game. And there is this range circle that's around him. And I assume they had to do this because of a design flaw or a limitation in their servers or something like that. But I can't just go anywhere in the world because I'm not him. I have to stay kind of near him. It's a pretty big fucking circle though. But I don't think we as the 4 players that were playing this first time in multiplayer understood this. And what was happening was 3 of the guys were going in all kinds of crazy directions in cars. As it would happen with anyone who, in Grand Theft Auto, for instance, online, anyone can go anywhere they want, and you can meet back later. Because of how they designed this with this hosting thing, I don't know. Would you guys define that as a design flaw? Like, have you ever played a game where it's multiplayer?
If anything, I would call it a limitation, but
Yeah.
like you can only do so much with a world that's persistent and large and huge, and
Yeah.
inviting other people with other systems and other internet access points to play with you.
Well, it sounds like the way they designed it is that there's a host and then there are the guests that
Yeah,
join.
that's exactly what it is.
They are essentially in the host's world.
Yeah. So what's really cool about joining somebody's world? So I played where I was the host and 3 people joined me. And what I noticed, Snacks, to answer your question, was that there was instability issues when you got to the edge of this circle. And when I was playing, guys were like Tuna was playing with me that day as well. And he was driving a car, he had like a fast car, and he would take it to the range of this circle, and our games would freeze everywhere. Like everyone's games would freeze and then start right back in. It never stopped the game from functioning. There was never a time when the game froze and I couldn't play anymore. I never had any game breaking bugs with this game, but I did notice there's some weird design limitations. I like your word there, Trip Zero, where like, yeah, if you got to the edge of the circle for the host, the game got wonky as fuck and weird. There's also a bunch of like static items that should be breakable fences that are fucking annoying as shit. For instance, I got my truck stuck under a clothesline that is like
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and it's not a breakable object. It's a motherfucking hard-edged, like even the wires of the clothesline are not even movable. It's just like that's shit. That's shitty. And I got the truck stuck under it, and then I had to take another truck and knock it out of there. So but nothing's been game breaking. I haven't lost anything. And if you can get past the visual aesthetics of the game and these weird like, you know, artifacts and glitches and things like that happen every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure stuff will be ironed out kind of in the future too.
I don't know though, because a lot of this is State of Decay 1 shit, and it's coming in. Like the static items that you would run into hard, that seems to be a part of their aesthetic.
Just how they design their world. Yeah, I mean, it could be.
There's more breakable items in State of Decay 2. There's more fences you can just run over. I remember in the first one, you'd have to go all the way around to get around a fucking fence, you know? So it has more of a logic to it. And they added some other things. They have this thing called if you're stuck, because they know their game's going to have a glitch. If you're stuck when you're not in a vehicle, it'll actually take you back like a few feet before you get to a part where you're stuck. I don't know if stuck is to get you out of like a zombie, like you're overwhelmed with zombies and you don't want to lose your character type situation, or if it's like
Funny,
if you're stuck in a
World
map.
World of Warcraft used to have a feature where you could type in /stuck into the chat, and if you got stuck on the terrain, you could use this, and it would port you back to the last inn you were.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind
a
of
a way of freeing you from any glitches in the
exactly. So I think it's probably more for glitch problems and shit like that. But I haven't really used it. I haven't had to use it even really once. I thought I could use it when I was in a car, you know, when my van got stuck in that fucking thing, but it doesn't work when you're in a vehicle. So anyway, I like the fact that vehicles are always there. They're always left. Items that you drop and characters that die never leave the map. They're always there. Like the 2 bodies, if you came into my game, Trip Zero, I could show you the 2 dead bodies of the characters I've lost so far. It keeps
They're still there.
Yeah, it keeps everything real. Everything stays. It does a bunch of stuff that I just desire in other games that other games don't do to make it more real. Despite the fact that it has like this goofy, like almost cartoony animation, which is normally not my go-to, right? We would argue that it's not my go-to, but the systems and the mechanics are so logical that I get lost in it. Now, I did play, and this will be the last thing I say, I played about 4 hours last night in someone else's game. And what's really cool about that is when I go to the supply box in the host person's base, it's my supply box. So when I looked in there, all of the shit that I've gotten, all the resources I've acquired are mine, and I can pull them out, drop them on the floor for the dude. I wish there was a thing where you could give them, like open each other's inventory and trade which a lot of games have. It doesn't have that.
Yeah, but you effectively can by taking it out of your shit.
I take it out of my
and you can
shit,
pick
drop
up.
it right on the floor in front. He picks it up, puts it right in. So like it still works. It works really well. So last night I was in our friend Jay Prince's game. He was at the house. I was out I was at the edges of the circle that's around him, going to
Right.
places that every time I loot a building, I have my own boxes. They're separate from his. I can never loot his stuff. He can never loot mine. But when I get it, I can go back, and I was going back with, a bunch of materials, and I divide them up. Oh, I'll keep this. I'll drop this on the floor for him. I'll keep this, drop it on the floor. And we were able to I really was able to earn him tons of really cool materials to build his base quicker. I was giving him ethanol, which is something you need, and fertilizer, and all these different things that I was finding. And it's cool because it's for him, it's double the resources because he's getting
Right.
all the normal stuff he gets in the game. There's just extra boxes for me, so I'm giving them to him. And then when you get back after playing in someone else's game, they give you a bunch of perk stuff. They'll give you bullets and a gun, and a bunch of weird shit when you go back into your game and you leave playing with them. So there's a lot of counterplay capability in it, which I think is great. I'm talking too much. I'm going to stop. I'm just really excited.
That's good, man. I mean, you got at least me and I think Neo and Locke possibly to play it this weekend.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
want you guys to
we're doing the
try
we're doing
it.
the free trial of
Yeah.
the Game Pass, and we're just gonna pop that in and
No,
download it,
I know
so-
Locke loves
I'm
it.
definitely willing to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Locke loves it, and I proved that you guys I didn't think the PC could play with the Xbox, but now I've determined that you can, and I
You
think
can,
we
yeah.
could totally do an Emergent Gamer party. It would be so fucking great, dude.
It'd be super cool.
I suggested to Locke. I said one day we can play in my game, and then the next day play in one other member of a podcast game. Or since I'm further along, I could just play in your guys' games. However, if I was streaming the game, which I don't think I'm going to do if we're doing it at night, I'm not going to stream at night. I'm streaming in the morning. But if I was streaming the game, I would want to be the host so I can show off the mechanics in case people ask. You don't really
Sure.
have access to the full mechanics when you're playing in someone else's game.
We can work out, streaming versus
I
not streaming.
have a
logistics
question,
and all
though.
that stuff later, but
Is there any kind of end game, end goal for it, or is it just survive?
Well, you don't have what's cool about this game? You don't have this crazy quest log. You just have constant radiant quests. And the new thing they added is the ability to take roads to other maps. So,
Okay.
and that seems like it could possibly be infinite in the future if they just keep reading. They didn't have this in State of Decay 1. There's 3 total territories that are all equally huge. And when you get to a point where you get enough influence, you can upgrade your command center in your base to call out of the region. And then at that point you can go to other regions. So kind of like SimCity, when you get to the point where you want to move to get more resources, you want to go to the edge of the map and then go to another town. Basically, it's kind of like that. So I can't wait to try that. I'm not even to that point, but
Sounds like it's your game of the year so far.
it's my multiplayer game of the year. I don't know. My single player game of the year is definitely God of War.
Did you finish God of War?
No, but I'm coming along.
Oh, it gets so good. Just keep at it.
Yeah. But that's it. That's my State of Decay 2 review.
nice.
Snacks?
Cool.
What did you have,
Thank you for that,
Snacks?
Felix. Yeah, Snacks, you want to do anything interesting, crazy? I know we've been doing a lot of Destiny. What else have you been getting into? Anything?
No, I've just been playing Destiny. Literally nothing else. I
I mean, exact same. So I
I'm
understand.
just waiting because Detroit comes out this week, so that's
Mhm.
Yeah,
really
next
what
week
I'm
is going to be an all Detroit show because I'm getting Detroit as well. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm very excited for it.
No,
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
you want to play State of Decay, but I think I am picking up that on Friday. So
You're just gonna do that? Simple, just
maybe possibly.
you're an adult. You can do what you want to do. We can also work out. a
Yo,
little
if
game
you
plan.
guys message me and go, hey, let's do State of Decay, I will go, okay, let's do that. We're all here. We're all together.
yeah, I mean, it's up to you, man. I mean, I'm cool.
cool.
Cool. All right, so let's get you caught up on the news out there, listeners. Pretty quick recap down here. Battlefield 5 trailer got
Yep.
released today. I watched it. Did you
WTF?
guys watch it?
WTF?
Oh, what do you mean WTF?
What the fuck?
Now,
war?
hold on.
There's no
Hold
war in this. That's clear.
Hold on.
What? Go
Hold
ahead.
on.
Go ahead.
There's been immediate backlash from this trailer, and I think it's so fucking funny
Why?
that people are getting so mad about it. Because there is a girl in this game.
Oh no, I don't care about that.
And probably a guy who happens to be black. And people are very upset that this is not how World War II happened.
Is that what it's supposed to be? World War II?
They're
Yeah.
they're very realistic. Shooting game that they're playing from the comfort of their own home is incredibly unrealistic.
It's going to.
Not to mention in the trailer, you got planes flying in front of your face, and you're avoiding tanks and crawling on the ground and doing all this ridiculous shit.
It's definitely
But
creating.
a woman,
yeah,
a woman though, guys doing this shit. That can't possibly be
Also,
a thing.
I was watching the trailer just now. Not only is it a woman, she's missing an arm.
yeah.
She has like a hook.
She's
a hook
disabled.
So
How do we
Well,
not know that this is based on some real thing that happened in World War II?
I believe it. I believe women robots existed in World War II.
I mean, me personally, I was in World War II.
She just had a hook
so
arm.
I can tell you.
She's not a
I can
cybernetic
tell you.
woman.
I also can confirm that I was birthed by a woman, so I'm okay with them leading command and doing other important things.
How is this any different than the campaign, for Battlefield 1? Because that one of the campaigns that you did, wasn't it in like Syria or something, and that whole segment was through like a female soldier?
Mhm.
How is that any fucking different than what this is?
I don't know. It
I
isn't.
think they definitely, when they released Battlefield 1, they were like, this is like our own take on World War 1. That was like their stance on that, and
Yeah.
everyone generally accepted it. If they were to say the same thing here, I would be like, okay, I played Battlefield 1942 and 43. That was their classic reimagining of the war.
Well,
This is something new.
What's crazy is
I don't want to play 1942 again. I would like to see something new, and that's what they're doing. So I'm okay with it.
the
It's
mission,
great.
the specific mission in Battlefield 1 I played, where you play as a woman, is based on a real historical group of women that ran around with Lawrence of Arabia. Like that's what he was running around the desert with. I mean, not that he was like a weird running a harem or something, but like it wasn't all women either, but he had a group of mixed sex like freedom fighters that were fucking shit up in the desert. I mean, that's a true thing. And I'm sure there were
So-
plenty of women involved in more than nursing roles in World War II. I mean,
Yeah. Well, here's the big thing: is that like it's like if people are mad about this, not only because it's a woman, because it like paints an inaccurate picture of what World War II is, then they're just full of shit. Because if they played Battlefield 1, that war was nothing like how that game is portrayed at all.
yeah.
So in actuality, they're just like full of shit. If that's
Yeah,
the
I never
reason.
got my fucking gun jam snacks. My gun jams, dude. I wanted guns to jam and shit.
Oh, do they?
No, I wanted them to. They didn't in Battlefield 1.
Oh,
It's
I
not
see. That
accurate.
would've been interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't
Well,
get
you can go
trench
sit in,
foot
like,
either.
yeah, you can go hang out in a trench for like 6 hours straight in that game.
I didn't
That's-
get no. Yeah, the funniest thing about Battlefield 1 is all of the battle maps that you fight simulate the latter year of the war. And one, and this blows my mind, is not even from World War 1 at all. It's from the Russian Revolution post World War 1 in 1919. It's so fucking, it's not even because the style of combat in World War 1 completely changed by the end. It went from sitting in trenches to World War II type fighting, where you go from room to room, which is the only thing that like these fucking first person shooters simulate.
Yeah, I was gonna say here's the ultimate thing. It's a fucking video game,
Yeah, it's a fucking
so
video
it's not
game.
real.
Dicks.
None of this shit is real. But the mad online it's really fucking real, and virgin neckbeard boys are getting real upset that their battlefield is changing.
Well,
Not sorry if I
Screw
offended
those
those
guys.
out there.
Screw those people. Do you want
Right.
to talk about what's going to be in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So it sounds like they're introducing or reintroducing a 4-player co-op mode, which sounds pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Just saying. So like it'll have
Like
and
for
it'll
story?
be mission based.
Yeah.
Battlefield- Battlefield
yes.
of Decay, base building,
Exactly.
zombie killing.
I'm trying
Battle
to bring up
Royale.
more-
State of Battlefield 1.
Also, they said there will be a new grand operations mode where it'll take place over 4 days, and depending on how the teams interact with each other, if one team does better than the other, it will change the way each of these operations work. So sometimes you don't even see the final stage of the operation, and it'll be dynamic depending on how the teams play it out. Which I thought that seemed pretty cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
Grand multiplayer missions that will be dynamic depending on how each team performs.
Operations mode is one of my favorite modes in the game. It's the perfect simulation of actual battles because it's two fronts basically, and you're going back and forth. The two fronts are going back and forth, which is great.
Nice. They said there will be a battle royale mode, but there were no details on that yet at all.
Because they're shitting it out right now. The guys are like scrambling to make one.
I think I can imagine what a battle royale looks like. So I'm okay with not having details.
I'm sure we'll get more at E3.
Mm-hmm. They
I'm also sure if I ever play this game, it'll just be the campaign. So.
Yeah, they said the campaign will be similar to Battlefield 1's, where it will be like mission, like snippet missions.
Yeah, little vignettes,
storytelling.
I love those vignettes. They were great.
I think that actually works a lot better with a lot of these first-person shooter campaigns. Like we saw last week, Call of Duty, and the new Call of Duty was announced, and they are abandoning the campaign for their zombie missions, and like they detailed how like they will have a whole bunch of campaign-based zombie missions, or their zombie mode will be like story-focused or whatever. They don't need the campaign. They don't need a full-fledged campaign. They're just going to tell these compact stories within their game, just like Battlefield 1 did, and now Battlefield V5 will do the same thing.
Battlefield V.
I saw someone online made a shit post where it was the Battlefield. Instead of 5, it was 5 individual lines in a row. Because like Call of Duty did 4 with 4 lines, not Roman numeral. That was pretty good. It made me chuckle.
Yeah, and they said all maps will be free. No battle pass, no season pass.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. I think that's really good. That does leave me skeptical, though.
There's a catch. You think there's a catch?
There's a lead catch somewhere, you feel like.
There might be a catch somewhere, only because Battlefront 2 did the same thing, and we all saw how that turned out in the end. So I'm going to stay my expectations for that. I think it's great, though, because the one thing those season passes did was it split up the community, it split up the player base, and it didn't make it fun for anybody who didn't
it sucks so much ass. Because remember I was always doing my live streams, and you know Kyle from Northern Ireland that plays with me all the time.
Sure.
He didn't have a lot of money, so he didn't have money to buy the premium pass. So whenever we wanted to play with Kyle, we had to pick all of the newer maps that were interesting. We had to play with like the original ones that came with the game. He finally then did buy premium pass though. Update. Props to you, Kyle.
Well, this is great though, because now you don't even have to worry about that when you get this game.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. I'm just worried about now when companies do this like this, EA especially, they need some other way to monetize the game to keep it, to justify keeping the price tag or keeping the development behind it. So I want to wait to see E3, maybe a little bit after that, what they're going to do for that. Not too sure how that's going to end up, but we'll see, I guess. They did announce that at their E3 conference, they're going to show off multiplayer for the first time. So they will show actual multiplayer gameplay there.
I thought the cutscenes from the trailer looked fucking amazing. They looked
no
great,
doubt about that. The game looks gorgeous. For sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they weren't pre-rendered either. It went seamlessly into the gameplay. I think that was all.
Yeah, I thought that was
all
fun.
character model.
It was very like scripted.
It was scripted for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It wasn't gameplay before.
I don't know.
The.
Some of my friends saw that. Some of my friends have already been skeptical that this is the new Killzone 3 trailer.
Oh, yep.
They think it's on that level, and like it could be, but it's like borderline. That engine that they run for their games is very, very impressive. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's pretty much almost what we get.
What do they mean? What do you mean by that? I don't understand what that means.
Like it just looks too good. It looks
so
too good to be real.
So Killzone 3 released looking amazing, and then the game was kind of shitty looking.
You know, it was Killzone 2's E3
That's
reveal.
what it was. Yeah, it was Killzone 2.
And they showed off this brilliant trailer of all these things. You have to go back and look at it, but
Yeah,
the trailer at E3 was nothing like the game when it came out.
That's
Yeah.
it's a common theme. I mean, like
Yeah.
happened to Watch Dogs, happened to No Man's Sky, of course.
yeah.
They
It's like
Ubisoft it, yeah.
it's like showing you like because that was like PS2 also, and like the Watch Dogs one was prior to the next gen consoles being revealed. It's like just this plague where it's like that just does like that's what next gen looks like. That's incredible looking, and then like it just culminates to a game
Yeah.
that looks like
I
barely.
mean, that's the thing too. It could legitimately be gameplay, right? But like if you dedicate all of your processing power to creating that moment, it's going to look better than having your system be on all the time to support whatever the player wants to do, not a video you're creating to show people. So like
Yeah.
just by the nature of the medium that you're watching it, it could look better than it would on an actual release.
sure.
I do believe that trailer was heavily scripted. I believe
Oh,
that was
yeah.
all
no
of course.
one's saying that it
Yeah.
was just
they
natural
just threw the HUD.
gameplay.
They threw the HUD on the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah. Absolutely, 100%. But it probably will control like that.
I'm
you
sure
know,
it'll look
and
good.
have moments like that. Yeah.
regardless. Yeah, it'll look fine.
There's a little rumor, not a rumor, it's a fact. Nintendo applied for a trademark for the N64 in Japan, fueling more rumors about an N64 classic in the
Do you
vein
guys-
of the Nintendo Classic and a Super
All right.
Nintendo Classic.
First question: do you think this is going to happen? Do you
Yes.
think?
Yes.
Do you think at E3 they're going to be like, "Oh, look what we're also doing"? And
No.
N64
I don't think.
not
I think
E3.
it's too soon. Yeah, for that. But I think
think-
it's happening, and I want it so fucking badly.
They don't
I mean-
have they don't have to do this at a conference. They can literally come out tomorrow and say, "Hey, this is coming out this fall." And
Yeah,
people
that
are
is
going
true.
to get just as hype. I mean, they could literally come out and say it the day before Black Friday and be like, "This is going to be available for tomorrow," and like
Yep.
it would have insane buzz anyway. Like it
Mm-hmm.
has that cash. It doesn't need to be at E3.
That would cause the apocalypse. I
Yeah,
would say.
totally.
Fucking Black Friday apocalypse.
Yeah, but it doesn't need that because it's not like these mini consoles that they're making. Like they're not even fully directed at a gamer. They're directed at people for a nostalgia trip with Nintendo that love
Yep.
Nintendo for what it was. So like, I mean, there's plenty of people that I know that would go out and buy an SNES or an NES Classic, or especially an N64 Classic, just based on the
Even-
fact that they played it initially and they want to play it again.
Right here.
Yeah, see,
I
wouldn't
mean, I
mind.
still have my N64, and that sounds pretty great.
Mm.
Do you think they're going to remake that controller like as
Yep.
is?
They better.
100%.
They better
Of
because
course.
it's ass.
You have to, dude. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna stick with that kind of branding of like tiny little baby imitation console and like full size, we made this in 2018 controllers. You gotta do it.
Like you could so make a controller. Sorry, you could so make a controller like this, and it would still work with those games, kind of.
But that's not why you're buying the console. Anybody
You're
can
buying
buy
it You're buying it for the
Right.
nostalgia factor.
right, and
The
you want
most
to
in-
feel that weird fucking tripod control in your hand with the joystick and everything else. You want that.
So weird.
The most heinous thing I've heard is that they would just build the console into the controller. It's that big,
Oh.
They could.
and then just
Technology
hook
has
it into
come
the
that far.
TV.
Oh god, that just screams
Oh,
third party
and then-
doing something like
Yeah.
that.
There's just an HDMI port comes out the top of it.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Fucking
Exactly.
HDMI cable.
Yeah. Well, they'll make a lot of money
Yeah,
regardless.
we'll see. There are rumors that Xbox's E3 keynote essentially will be 2 hours long,
Jesus
Which-
Christ.
which is wild because like we talked months ago when the floor plans leaked about them having a small space, and we're like, looks like they're
Yeah.
going to take a back seat this year, and like all the reports coming out are that the exact opposite is going to happen. They're ramping up more and more hype about this.
I want to know what's in this conference, because if it's 2 hours, they have to have games,
Right,
right?
right.
Like,
What is going to happen? Like, what is in that 2 hours exactly?
like, are they going to show us Forza for like 45 minutes and then like I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I know Forza's going to be there, right? Like, we can all assume that, right?
Yeah.
And then like whatever else they have, maybe Halo. Maybe they'll show a lot of Halo off.
Yeah, there was rumors. I mean, like, there's a fact that Halo 6 is happening. I don't think we're going to see it, but like,
Yeah,
you know,
three
dot, dot, dot.
confirm this. development. I wonder if they're gonna do like a Fallout style reveal and be like, "Hey, here's Halo, get it this fall." Like, and
No
that's gonna be
way.
their big thing this E3. Like, I'm like kind of like maybe that is what they're gonna do. Maybe they're just gonna have a big Halo
when
showing.
did Halo 5 come out? I know Master
Like
Chief was 2014.
2015.
3 years ago.
2015. Yeah, it came out in 2015, like October.
Shit.
And it was not good.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I mean, do we think there's
Yeah.
enough development time for them to announce Halo 6 and have it drop in the fall?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that could totally no. Like, if we're saying that it's coming out this year, no company has the balls to do that. Microsoft doesn't have the balls to do it. The only companies that would be possibly inclined to do anything like that are like few and far between, like Bethesda. Sony would do something stupid or weird like this, where they're just like, and it's coming out this fall, and it would probably bite them in the ass from delays. I mean, I think the more recent one outside of Fallout doing it was Resident Evil. Resident Evil, we had the announcement in that June at E3, and they were like, and it's coming out in January, and we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Where have you been
where did-
keeping this
yeah.
game?
Yeah, exactly. So like that's like an example of like, whoa, like you clearly went blackout for this. This, I feel like Halo's way more like high profile for them, and they need it to succeed, and they can't really afford, because Halo's in such a rocky spot right now. 5
It is,
was
yeah.
such a turning point for the series that people were like, this is a bad Halo game, and it really was.
So you're saying like you would want them to have like Microsoft would benefit more from longer marketing periods.
I'm saying that for Halo as a brand specifically, right now, after what they delivered with this, it would be equivalent to. It wouldn't be equivalent to Mass Effect, but I'm just saying that if you release something bad or something not
Something
favorable-
rushed.
yeah, something that seems not on par with its predecessors as far as the series of Halo, and then you expect to bank on that so hard that like, hey, it's coming out in 6 months, and we promise it's not going to be like Halo 5. That's just not how they're going to operate this. They know what those scores look like. They know what critical response was like for Halo 5. And there's a reason nobody plays Halo 5 now. It's because that game did not do well. And like the way that it used to, Halo is not the brand that it was. That's moved on. That's a gone age. And they really need to push Halo in a different way. Like, and just the way they pushed Halo 5, that was something where when we found out about Halo 5, they announced it and they revealed it with a screenshot of just Locke, the main character of that game, which was like, okay, I guess you're revealing this. And we didn't hear about it for like a whole fucking year. And then we saw it at E3 later. It's just like, that's not how they operate with Halo. And they can't afford to take that big of a gamble with a series that right now is really rocky. So
Yeah, that makes sense. What else we got here?
say
Think
yeah.
Last thing I was going to bring up, and jump in if you think we should go somewhere else, Neo. The PS4 is expected to be in its final phase of its life.
Now I found this really interesting, but it makes sense because 2013 was when we got the PS4. Now
Mhm.
2018.
Yeah,
They're saying the PS4 has about 3 more years of its life left
right.
before they start rolling out the new consoles.
Now, this was
That
a
doesn't
shareholders meeting.
Yeah, the
this came out at-
CEO Yoshida, he presented they laid out their plans for the next couple of years to, I guess, their shareholders. Yeah.
Yeah.
This makes complete sense to me because in the beginning of the PS4's life, we saw them. It was a really slow start. I don't know if you remember this. 2013 to 2015, I want to say.
Yeah.
We didn't see a whole lot of the first party titles. We saw a lot of introductions to, like, a lot of trailers, a lot of them showing off what's to come. And
Mhm.
now at this point in the life of the PS4, we're seeing the fruits of that labor. We're seeing all these games that they introduced coming out now. God of War, Detroit, blah, 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 blah.
Right,
so on
right.
and so forth. So now this leads me to believe that, yes, they are in the process of rolling out the PS5 or whatever this new console will be. And also it begs the question, are we going to see games like Ghost of Tsushima, and maybe even Death Stranding? Are they even PS4 games? Or
Yeah.
are they going to be like Metal Gear Solid 5 style games where they come out on the previous gen and the next gen console with better features, better graphics or whatever?
Sure. I don't know. It's a tough question to answer with confidence. I feel like waiting until like what was it 2021 they expect a console to release. Waiting
That's
until
what they're saying.
2021 for Death Stranding when they announced it. What?
Like 2 years
Was it
ago.
2 years ago? Yeah, like that seems like a mistake, right? I mean, maybe they didn't see this coming and they're like, well, now it clearly has to be a launch title for a new console because we can make the most out of it. I feel like that's too long though. I feel like Death Stranding has to come out in the next year or two.
You think that? You think it's going to be another year?
It's
Yeah,
got to be at least another year.
at least a year, yeah. But I say it has to be. Like it has to be. It's not coming out this fall, Neo, 100%.
No, definitely not. We haven't even seen gameplay yet. Give me, come on.
That's what I'm. Come on, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
I think
Don't come on. Come on.
I think E3 is going to give us a lot. Like it's going to give us gameplay of that. I think we're going to see gameplay of The Last of Us. We're definitely seeing gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima. I think that because Sucker Punch has been gone for a while. We haven't seen them since like 2014 or like
infamous Second Son.
With Second Son. So like it's time. Like show us what you got. And Last of Us that got revealed like really early, and like so did Death Stranding. So I feel like it's time to show what is the game. Like what is it? Like show me what the hell the game is already.
Right. We could be looking
curious.
we could be looking at the final lineup right now of the PS4s.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to close out some of the big hitters for the console, and then they'll talk about the next thing, and that will also be accompanied by new hardware.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say at least like Last of Us is going to be something that they hold out for till the end. Like I think that's something we'll probably get in like at least a year from now. Like that'll
bookend the PS4.
Yeah, but then you have other stuff like that we're not even hearing about or like getting little things about that are indefinitely going at least a year out. Like Days Gone. We don't know when the fuck Days Gone is coming out at this point.
Yeah.
They clearly don't want to talk about it because they're releasing all this stuff about it prior to E3 even happening, which who does that unless you really don't have anything extraordinary to say about it? The game obviously has a lot going on with it, like just with development, and that game is probably not going to come out until late 2019, maybe 2020. And it has a lot to prove, honestly, because it's on the heels of the Last of Us. And the fact that they're inching by each other right now, and before it felt like one was way far ahead than the other, and now it really feels like it's evening the gap. That's really scary for Days Gone.
Yeah, that's a good point. It has to come out before Last of Us.
They have to come out in different years.
It has to, yeah.
Yeah, they do. Different years for sure. I heard IGN, I heard them say, they called it Last of Us Junior.
Yeah. I mean, we've had this conversation.
Yeah, we've said that ourselves. Yeah,
about how all of these games, even before they came out, even like God of War, was looking very, very similar to this type of game. We know it's got more of its own legs to stand on at this point, but like,
yeah,
they showed all the shit at the same time, and it's like, wow, yeah, just open world third person exploration games, huh? Where things in the world are not good, and you got a protagonist that's doing things. Yeah, interesting.
With a little friend,
little
hangout
friend.
Yeah, a little friend.
So I don't know. We'll see. Unless we got anything else, guys, I think that's our show.
Yeah, that is definitely it. Yeah, I'm cool. My head is about ready to hit this table. It's getting sleepy in here for sure. But thank you everyone for listening. Follow the Emergent Gamer on all of our stuff. We're Emergent_Gamer on Instagram, as I said earlier. Felix, our Twitter is Emergent_Gamer.
Emergent_Gamer on Twitter as well. I'm TripZero TV on all of the stuff. Mixer is my streaming platform. Anybody else want to call out their stuff? Anything else?
Don't find me.
It's next to Cat. Don't find him.
I'm Neo_Yoshi on Twitter and NeoYoshi on Twitch.
And I'm Felix Hergood on pretty much everything. It's all one word. So Felix Hergood. Cool.
All right, dudes. Good stuff. And everyone listening out there, we'll catch you next week. See you later.
Woo!
Later, buds.
I would love for you to focus on audio in 2018.
I did send them the link.
This is the best mic. This is the mic that This is Felix's mic.
This is the mic I'm using.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what it is.
It doesn't jive with your voice. It's like shoes. They can look good on one person. It can't necessarily be the same on another.
All right.
Is this not great?
No,
it-
it's
I like
fine.
it.
I don't
You do
understand.
sound better than Sean. Sean, you sound like you're talking in a tin
God
can.
Damn it!
A tin can with a sock in it is what you sound like.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
you do.
Wait,
Dude.
shut up.